Formal education is the process of learning through trained teachers in a systematic way within an educational institution, such as a school or a university. Throughout history, formal education has been sought after for various reasons. In the modern day, most people seek a formal education to increase the opportunities available for their careers and to develop their knowledge and skills. Undoubtedly, the advancement of information technology has impacted education in both changing the value of having a formal education, along with the skills and other benefits obtained throughout the process. As Kevin O'Leary explains, the great thing about an MBA is not the technical skills you've learned, but rather the connections with classmates which you established from the program. However, even though the quality and quantity of education has increased, income levels in developed countries have remained stagnant for many years, and millennials are having difficulty obtaining positive career prospects despite having a university degree. Therefore, it now becomes questionable whether a formal education is required in the modern job market. As jobs decline in traditional manufacturing industries, new opportunities arise in the technology sector, specifically with regards to software positions. A study conducted by the economic consultants HR&A found that the tech ecosystem supported approximately 500,000 jobs in New York City and has grown significantly faster in the last decade compared to other sectors. Additionally, tech sector jobs offered hourly wages which were nearly 50% higher than the average for all other industries, and up to 44% of those jobs were available to workers without a bachelor's degree. With the current tech-oriented market, many skills required to work in the industry can be learned without formal education. Online learning sources such as lynda.com and Khan Academy have grown in popularity, and online certifications such as Capella University or Microsoft Office exams allow applicants to obtain skills necessary to work in the industry with just an internet connection and at significantly lowered costs. Despite the growth of the tech industry and jobs available which don't require a degree, the rate of graduates from universities continue to increase, largely in part due to the perception that higher education levels improve employment rates. This seems to be supported by the fact that people who finished a post-secondary education are approximately 15% more likely to be employed compared to people who have not. Coupled with degree inflation, many jobs in the non-tech industry which traditionally did not require a degree now require one. Thus, a formal education becomes almost a necessity in the current job market. The difficulty in finding employment without formal education is further compounded by the tactics employers use to screen applicants. Companies such as Deloitte have pre-screening processes where applications with a GPA of less than 80 are automatically discarded. The requirement of high GPAs makes it so that applicants not only have to obtain a degree, but also have excelled at their program. We've managed to contact a University of Waterloo student, Harry Wang, who works in the HR department at KPMG to talk about the impact that technology has had on the hiring process and the value of education. Here are some selected clips from the call. The first when asking Harry about the hiring process itself.
Because now we have automatic filters that toss any resume below 75 into the trash. And I feel kind of bad because there's a lot of students that had really great experiences and very good extracurriculars, but they're unable to make the cut just because of the hard 75 cutoff that happens now when, a machine takes over.
And when asked about the value of education for students now, Harry had this to say.
So from what I understood, it seemed that students now place more of a value or an emphasis on their education, and this is what I believe is because now students are more aware that their grades have a direct impact on their future job opportunities. So there's like a hard 75 cutoff. They could have the best extracurriculars in the world, but if they can't get their foot in the door, then there's nothing they can do about it. So with every passing term, there seems to be more and more applicants that meet that 75% cutoff. And now, sometimes we've been so swamped with so many resumes that have met that criteria that we're screening through thousands of resumes, and sometimes I've even been drafted in to help that one aspect. So yeah, I do believe that people are valuing their education more now, realizing that they can't get away with, kind of balancing out some of their shortcomings, so their grades, by good co-op experiences and good extracurriculars when, machine has that hard cutoff and doesn't account for things like a possibility of a good fit even though they don't meet that base requirement.
I see. So definitely the market has been a lot more competitive in recent years now that people know of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Although the job market is getting more competitive with requirements of degrees and education levels, keep in mind many of the most successful people today did not actually finish a degree. In the end, it all comes down to how to adapt to the changing environment which comes with advancements in the modern world, whether it be through education via university or an alternative source. Until then, I will continue drowning in tuition fees until we can all get replaced by robots and live off universal income.